They tried to silence her, but the woman giving the orders was her dead mother.
A doctor held up my daughter's X-ray and quietly told me her jaw had been shattered in 6 places. 6. Just hours earlier, Lily had been a healthy 19-year-old college sophomore with her whole life ahead of her. Now she was lying in a hospital bed, unable to speak, while someone powerful was already trying to erase what had happened. I had survived combat, explosions, and war zones. But nothing prepared me for the moment I realized my little girl had nearly been killed, because she had discovered a secret that reached far beyond her university. And the most terrifying part was this: the woman giving the orders was my wife, the same wife I had buried 12 years earlier. Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Mercer. I am a retired Army veteran living in a quiet town outside Peoria, Illinois. These days, I spend more time fixing leaky faucets and mowing my lawn than doing anything dangerous. I drink too much coffee, sleep too little, and probably call my daughter more often than she thinks I should. Her name is Lily. She is the brightest light in my life. And this is the story of the night someone tried to silence her. The secret that brought a dead woman back into my life. And the promise I made beside my daughter's hospital bed. Before I continue, tell me where you are listening from. Which city or country has this story reached? Please leave a comment below, because I truly want to know how far Lily's story travels. Everything began on a rainy Thursday night. The phone rang at exactly 11:47 p.m. I remember the time because I had just turned off the television and was carrying an empty coffee mug toward the kitchen when my phone buzzed across the table. Unknown number. Normally, I would have ignored it. Something told me not to. Hello. The woman on the other end sounded calm. Too calm. Is this Daniel Mercer?
Yes.
This is Mercy General Hospital. Your daughter, Lily Mercer, has been admitted to our emergency department. My stomach tightened so fast that I had to grab the back of a chair. What happened? There was a pause. Sir, you need to come immediately. My pulse exploded. What happened to my daughter? The woman hesitated before answering. She was attacked. The drive to the hospital felt endless. Rain hammered the windshield, while every terrible possibility entered my mind. I called Lily her roommate, and campus security. Nobody gave me an answer. Campus security transferred me twice, then hid behind policy. That was the first moment I knew something was wrong beyond the attack itself. People who are confused ask questions. People who are hiding something repeat rules. By the time I pulled into the hospital parking lot, I could barely breathe. The automatic doors opened, and the smell of antiseptic hit me. Nurses rushed through bright hallways while machines beeped behind curtains. Life kept moving. Mine had stopped. My daughter, I told the nurse at the front desk. Lily Mercer. The nurse looked up. The moment she saw my face, her expression softened. Room 214 on. I did not wait for anything else. I ran. When I reached Lily's room, I froze in the doorway. Nothing I had witnessed during my military career could compare to what I saw. Lily lay motionless beneath white hospital blankets. Thick bandages wrapped around her head and jaw. One eye was swollen completely shut. The other barely opened. Dark bruises covered her face, and an IV disappeared into her arm. A stabilizing frame held her jaw in place. On a chair sat an evidence bag containing the blue hoodie I had given her for Christmas. That sight nearly broke me. I stepped to the bed and reached for her hand. Lily. Her fingers moved, just once. "Sweetheart," I whispered. "I'm here." Her uninjured eye opened slightly. A single tear slid down her cheek. Something inside me shattered. I wanted to cry and scream, but anger is useless when it controls you. The Army taught me that rage makes you predictable, so I forced myself to breathe and looked around the room. There was no police officer, campus official, or detective nearby. That was strange. A 19-year-old had been found unconscious after an attack, Yet nobody was guarding the room or waiting to speak with family. Moments later, a surgeon entered carrying several X-rays. He introduced himself as Dr. Nolan Price. Before he spoke, I knew the news would not be good. "How bad is it?" I asked. He clipped the images onto a light board. Cracks spread across Lily's jaw like broken glass. 6 separate fractures, he said. One near the joint, several along the lower jaw, and damage to her teeth. I stared at the X-ray. 6, he nodded. This was severe blunt force trauma. Whoever did this used tremendous force. I understood what he was not saying. This was not an accident. Someone had meant to hurt her. Will she recover? We'll believe so, but recovery will take time. She will need reconstructive surgery, physical therapy, dental work, and careful monitoring. She may have difficulty speaking for a while. I swallowed hard. Who did this? Dr. Price looked toward the door. We don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Campus security found her unconscious near the science building shortly after 11. A college campus full of students. Yes. Security cameras. They are reviewing the footage. Witnesses. His silence told me everything. I looked back at Lily. College campuses are never truly empty. Someone always sees something. The real question was not whether anyone knew what happened. The real question was who was working so hard to make sure the truth never came out. Detective Aaron Cole arrived 20 minutes later. He wore a dark raincoat and the careful expression of a man who had rehearsed every word. "Mr. Mercer," he said, "I'm Detective Cole with the Peoria Police Department. I'm handling your daughter's case." I shook his hand. What happened? Campus security located your daughter behind the science building at approximately 11:12. Her phone was damaged. Her backpack was nearby. No wallet or money appears to be missing. So it was not a robbery. We have not ruled anything out. Who called the ambulance? A campus officer. Which officer? He glanced at his tablet. I don't have that name in front of me. That was lie number 1. A detective assigned to a major assault would know who first found the victim. What did the cameras show? His eyes flickered. The cameras near the science building malfunctioned between 10:40 and 11:30. Every camera? Only the ones covering that area. That was not a malfunction. That was preparation. Were the cameras connected to the same power source? I don't know. Same network switch. I said we are looking into it. His tone changed slightly. Not enough for an ordinary parent to notice. Enough for me. He was irritated because I had asked a technical question he did not expect. I spent years in military communications before moving into intelligence support. I knew how security systems worked. 4 cameras in the same area could fail together, but when cameras failed during the exact window of an attack and came back online afterward, the problem was rarely electrical. Someone had accessed the system. I asked to see Lily's belongings. Cole hesitated. Some items may be evidence. I'm not touching anything without permission. A nurse brought the clear evidence bag from the chair and another bag from a locked cabinet. Inside were Lily's backpack, 3 textbooks, a cracked water bottle, a broken phone, a small digital recorder, and a silver bracelet I had never seen before. The bracelet was heavy and engraved with 3 words. Kappa Rho Delta? Cole reached for it too quickly. That is unrelated. I closed my hand around the bracelet. Then why are you nervous? His jaw tightened. I'm not nervous. Behind us, Lily's heart monitor began to beep faster. I turned. Her open eye was fixed on the bracelet. She tried to speak, but the stabilizing wires made it impossible. Only a weak, broken sound escaped. I moved to her side. Don't try to talk. She lifted one trembling hand. I gave her the small notepad from the table. Her fingers shook as she wrote 2 words. Tiwa Tichidi. Then she paused. Her breathing became shallow. She wrote a name beneath the first word. Zeus Vien. Detective Cole took one step backward. It was small, almost invisible. But I saw it. I knew the name. Everyone in Illinois knew the name Vane. William Vane was a United States Senator, a former state attorney general, and one of the biggest donors to Bradley University. His family name was on a research wing, an athletic center, and a scholarship program. Marcus Vane was his only son. He was 22, a senior, and president of Kappa Rho Delta. Cole cleared his throat. Your daughter is medicated. We should not jump to conclusions. I looked at him. She just wrote a name. That could mean many things. It means you need to find Marcus Vane. We will speak with everyone connected to her. Tonight. Cole's eyes hardened. I decide how this investigation is conducted? No, I said quietly. The evidence decides. For several seconds, neither of us moved. Then Lily's fingers closed around mine. I looked down. She wrote one more word. Pishon? The phone is broken, Cole said quickly. I picked up the evidence bag and studied it through the plastic. The screen was shattered, but the frame was not bent. Its memory might still work. Cole reached for it. I'll take that to our lab. I thought it was already in police custody. But his hand stopped. For the first time his expression slipped. Only for a second. But it was enough. I handed the bag to the nurse instead. Please place this in the hospital safe and note the time. Cole stared at me. That is evidence? Then get a signed chain of custody form. He said nothing. I had found lie number 2. The police had not properly logged Lily's phone. Either the scene had been handled carelessly, or someone wanted access without leaving paperwork. By sunrise, I had made one call. Her name was Maya Brooks. Maya and I had served together in Afghanistan. After leaving the Army, she built a cybersecurity company in Chicago. She answered on the second ring. Daniel, I need help. My voice must have told her everything. What happened? Someone attacked Lily. Silence. Then Maya's tone changed. Tell me where you are. She arrived at the hospital 2 hours later, carrying a laptop, a small tool kit, and 2 cups of coffee. She hugged me, looked through the glass at Lily, and sat beside me. What do we know? I told her everything. The camera outage, the bracelet, Marcus Vane, Detective Cole, the phone. Maya listened without interrupting. Then she opened her laptop. Lily used the same cloud account you set up for her in high school? Yes. 2-factor authentication. Backup access is tied to my number. She nodded. Good. Soon, we were inside Lily's cloud account. Her recent photos were ordinary until we found a hidden folder named Chemistry Notes. It was password protected. Maya frowned. Your daughter does not study chemistry. She's a journalism major. That is what I thought. We tried Lily's birthday. Nothing. Her student ID number? Nothing. Then I remembered something she had said when she was 12. After her mother died, Lily began using a phrase whenever she was afraid. Blue sky after rain. It was something Evelyn used to tell her during thunderstorms. I typed the words without spaces. The folder opened. Inside were screenshots of private messages, photographs of fraternity members, a guest list, and several short audio files. One invitation, read Fundiar as is Nagi Capoeiro Delta Inate Oly. No Panas, no Exceptoans. Another screenshot showed Marcus Vane messaging someone named AC Cameras Dark by 10:40. AC replied 30 minutes only. No mistakes. My eyes moved to the initials. Aaron Cole. Maya saw it too. We need to preserve this, she said. She copied the files to 3 encrypted drives, then uploaded duplicates to a secure server. The next file was a payment record. 3 campus security officers had each received $10,000 from a consulting company called North River Strategies. Maya searched the company registration. It was owned by a holding company. That holding company was controlled by a law firm in Springfield. The law firm represented Senator William Vane. By 6:30 in the morning, we knew Lily had not walked into a random attack. She had been investigating something. At 7, her roommate finally returned my call. Her name was Jenna Morales. She sounded terrified. Mr. Mercer, I'm so sorry. Where are you? In my dorm. Were you with Lily last night? No. She told me she was meeting a source. What source? I don't know his name. Someone from Kappa Rho Delta. Why did she go? Jenna hesitated. Lily was writing a story. About hazing? At first. Jenna lowered her voice. She discovered the fraternity was secretly recording people at parties. Students, professors, local officials. Anyone important enough to use later? I felt cold. Blackmail. I think so. Did she tell the newspaper editor? She tried. The editor told her to stop digging. Why? His father works for Senator Vane. This was no longer about reckless students. It was a machine. The fraternity collected secrets. The senator's people protected the fraternity. Campus officers controlled the cameras. A police detective controlled the investigation, and my daughter had placed herself directly in the center of it. At 9, Dr. Price told me Lily was stable enough for surgery. Before they took her, she wrote another message. DAD. Doam testimom. I stared at the page. For a moment, I thought the medication had confused her. Her mother had been dead for 12 years. Evelyn Mercer died when Lily was 7. At least, that was what I had believed. Her car went off a bridge during a winter storm near Rock Island. It was found in the river with blood, her purse, and her wedding ring inside. Her body was never recovered. I spent months searching before a judge finally declared her legally dead. For years, I blamed myself. I had been deployed when she disappeared. Lily had asked why her mother did not come home, and I had no answer. Now my daughter was telling me not to trust a dead woman. I leaned closer. What do you mean? Lily's hand trembled. She wrote one word. LV. Before I could ask anything else, the surgical team entered. They rolled her bed toward the elevator. I stood in the hallway holding the notepad, reading that word again and again. Alive. Maya looked over my shoulder. Daniel, is there any chance? Nubu. But even as I said it, old memories began to change shape. Evelyn had worked as a political consultant before Lily was born. She was intelligent, ambitious, and unusually private about her clients. During the year before her disappearance, she traveled often. She took calls outside. She changed passwords. She once asked me what kind of government program could erase someone's identity. I thought it was a joke. Maybe it was not. At noon, Senator William Vane arrived with 2 attorneys and the calm smile of a man accustomed to being obeyed. He found me near the surgical waiting area. Mr. Mercer, he said, I'm deeply sorry about your daughter. I did not offer my hand. How did you know where to find me? News travels quickly. Not this quickly. One attorney stepped forward. The senator raised a hand, stopping him. I understand you are emotional. My daughter is in surgery. Exactly. That is why I came personally. The one attorney opened a folder containing a confidentiality agreement, a release of all claims, and a check for $5 million. The senator spoke softly. This tragedy can be resolved quietly. Your daughter's medical care will be covered. Her education will be covered. She will never need to worry about money again. I picked up the check, tore it into pieces, and let them fall between us. His smile disappeared. You don't understand who you're threatening. No, I said. You don't understand who raised her. The attorneys moved closer. The senator lowered his voice. Your daughter entered a private event without permission. She stole recordings. She may have violated state and federal laws. She is a journalist. She is a child who made a dangerous mistake. She is 19. then she is old enough to understand consequences. The sentence stayed in the air. It was not sympathy. It was a warning. I stepped closer. If anything happens to Lily, Maya, me, or anyone helping us, every file we have will be released. That was not entirely true yet, but Vane did not know that. His eyes shifted toward Maya. For the first time, he looked uncertain. Then he leaned closer. "You are not at war anymore, Mr. Mercer." I held his gaze. "You brought the war to my daughter." He left without another word. An hour later, Detective Cole returned with a warrant for Lily's phone. The warrant had been signed by a judge at 12:45. Too fast. Someone had called in a favor. Cole handed the paper to me. "The phone is evidence. I'm taking it now." Maya looked at the warrant. "It authorizes seizure, not destruction." Cole's expression remained blank. "Step aside." I let him take the evidence bag. He believed the phone was the only copy. He believed he had one. He did not know Maya had already removed the memory chip during a 10-minute window before the hospital placed the phone in the safe. The broken device he carried away contained almost nothing. The real data was in Maya's laptop. By late afternoon, Lily came out of surgery. The doctor said the procedure had gone well, but she would need another operation in 3 weeks. Her jaw would remain wired. She would communicate by writing for a while. I sat beside her as she woke. She looked frightened. I showed her the notepad. I found the hidden folder. Her eye widened. "I know about Marcus. I know about Cole. I know about the payments," she wrote slowly. "Mum Tarar, last night?" She nodded. "Did she attack you?" Lily shook her head. "Did Cole?" She nodded. Then she wrote Mam Ordardim. I felt the room tilt. My wife was alive. She had stood near our daughter while a corrupt detective struck her. Why? Lily wrote for nearly 10 minutes, stopping whenever the pain became too strong. She had gone to Founders Night, wearing a small camera hidden in the button of her jacket. A fraternity pledge had contacted her after a student was hospitalized during an initiation ritual. He said Kappa Rho Delta was doing more than hazing. They were forcing students to surrender phones, passwords, and personal information. They recorded wealthy families, political aides, judges, business owners, and university officials at private parties. The recordings became leverage. Marcus Vane controlled the student side. Senator Vane's people controlled everything else. Lily had hidden in a storage room near the fraternity's private meeting space. Through a half-open door, she saw Marcus speaking with Detective Cole. Then another person entered, a woman with dark hair and a scar near her left eyebrow. Lily recognized the scar. When Lily was 4, her mother fell from a bicycle while teaching her to ride. The cut above her eyebrow required 7 stitches. No photograph could hide it. No new name could erase it. The woman was Evelyn. Lily followed them outside. She heard Evelyn say, "The Mercer girl has the recording. Not Lily. Not our daughter. The Mercer girl." Cole asked what to do. Evelyn answered, "Get the phone. Make sure she understands she cannot publish." They surrounded Lily behind the science building. Marcus demanded the phone. Lily refused. Cole grabbed her. She fought back. He struck her. The first blow dropped her to one knee. The second broke her jaw. Students stood around them, watching. Nobody helped. Lily's hidden camera continued recording. Evelyn stepped forward and told Cole to stop. Not because Lily was her daughter, because there was too much blood. Cole panicked and struck Lily again while trying to take the phone. Then the campus lights came on in the distance. Someone was approaching. They ran. Lily managed to push the phone beneath a drainage grate before she lost consciousness. That was why the broken phone in her backpack had no useful data. It was a second phone, a decoy. The real phone was still near the science building. Maya and I went there after dark. We did not tell the police. Rain had washed the pavement clean, but Lily had described the location precisely. Behind the science building, Near a row of hedges, we found the drainage grate. Maya used a small magnet and wire from her tool kit. After several attempts, she pulled up a black phone covered in mud. The screen was cracked. The case was damaged, but when we connected it to a portable battery, a tiny light appeared. Maya smiled for the first time all day. Your daughter chose a good model. We returned to her office in Chicago because the hospital was no longer secure. 3 hours later, the phone opened the video. Marcus stood in front of Lily. 6 fraternity members formed a circle as Detective Cole entered the frame. "Give me the phone," Lily said. "You're a police officer." Cole answered, "Tonight, I'm the person giving you one chance." Then the attack began. I will not describe every second. A father should never have to watch his child suffer. But I watched because Lily had endured it. Marcus and the students stood there as Cole struck her. Then the camera shifted, and a woman stepped into view. Evelyn, 12 years older, with shorter hair, but the same face, scar, and eyes. She looked directly toward Lily. "Take the device," she said. Cole reached down. Lily kicked it away. Then Evelyn spoke the sentence that ended whatever love I still carried for her. "If she becomes a problem, make it look like a campus robbery." My wife had not returned from the dead. The woman I loved had died long before the river took her car. The person on that video was a stranger wearing Evelyn's face. Maya paused the recording. "Daniel, I could not speak. You need to breathe. For 12 years, I had told Lily her mother loved her." We saved Evelyn's photographs and placed flowers near the river every birthday. While we mourned, Evelyn built a new life. When her own daughter discovered the truth, she chose the conspiracy, not Lily. That was the betrayal I could not forgive. Maya found another surprise inside the phone. The video had automatically uploaded part of the file before the signal disappeared. A hidden backup included audio recorded after Lily lost consciousness. Cole said, "She saw Evelyn." Marcus replied, "Then she cannot wake up." Evelyn answered, "She will wake up. Her father will make noise if she doesn't." Cole asked, "What do we do about Mercer?" Evelyn's response was quiet. "I know how Daniel thinks. I can handle him." That sentence gave me the plan. She believed she knew me, so I decided to let her think she was right. The next morning, I called Senator Vane's office. I said I was ready to discuss the money. His assistant transferred me immediately. Vane sounded satisfied. "I knew you would become reasonable. I want 10 million. He laughed. 5 is generous." 5 was before I saw the video. Silence. Only 2 seconds. But enough. "What video?" "The one showing your son, Detective Cole, and a woman named Evelyn." Vane's voice changed. "Where are you?" "I'll tell you after you agree to 10 million and safe passage for Lily and me." "This is not a movie, Mr. Mercer." "No. In movies, powerful men usually know when they're being recorded." He hung up. Maya traced the return call 30 minutes later. It came from a prepaid phone. A woman's voice said, "Daniel." For one dangerous second, her voice carried me back to our old kitchen. Then I remembered the video. "Where are you?" I asked. "You always hated small talk." "You skipped your own funeral." She fell silent. "You ordered a man to attack our daughter." "I told him to frighten her." Cole lost control. "You stood there and told him to make it look like a robbery." Her breathing changed. She realized I had more audio than expected. "Daniel, listen to me. There are things you don't understand. Then explain them." "Not on the phone." "Where?" She gave me an address near the Illinois River, an abandoned boat repair warehouse 30 miles north of Peoria. "Come alone," she said. "I will." That was the first promise I had made to her in 12 years. It was also the first lie. Maya prepared the plan. We sent copies of the evidence to a federal prosecutor, an investigative journalist, and the Illinois Attorney General's Public Corruption Unit. Each package would release automatically unless Maya entered a password every 15 minutes. I wore a recorder under my shirt and a tracker in my boot. 2 old military friends waited nearby in case I disappeared. The federal prosecutor refused to authorize an immediate arrest. He wanted a direct confession tying Evelyn and Senator Vane to the attack and the blackmail network. I did not like using myself as bait. But bait was what Evelyn expected. The warehouse stood beside the same river where her car had been found 12 years earlier. That was not accidental. She wanted me standing where my grief had begun. I entered through a side door. The building smelled of oil, wet wood, and cold metal. A single lamp glowed near the center. Evelyn stood beneath it. For several seconds, neither of us spoke. We were both older, but what hurt was how familiar she seemed. She tilted her head and pressed her thumb against her wedding finger, exactly as she used to. "You came," she said. "You knew I would. I knew the man you used to be." "You mean the man you abandoned?" A pain crossed her face, but I did not trust it. I did not have a choice. There is always a choice. You were overseas. Vane had evidence against people who could destroy us. I was working for him. I tried to leave. He threatened Lily. So you disappeared. I staged the accident to protect her. You let a 7-year-old believe her mother was dead. I watched from a distance. The words hit me harder than I expected. You watched. Birthdays, school events, her graduation. I was there. You watched her cry for you. I kept her alive. No,
I did that.
her face hardened. You were a good father. The truth would have been coming home. I could not. You could have gone to the FBI or come to me. Vane owned people inside the system. You would have charged at the problem and died. Instead, Lily almost did. Evelyn looked away. For the first time, guilt seemed real. Then she whispered, "I never wanted that." "But you wanted the recording." "Wes, why?" "Because the files protect judges, donors, contractors, and people who can end careers or destroy families. And you helped them. I survived them. You became them." Her eyes narrowed. "You think the world is divided into good people and bad people. It isn't. It is divided into people with leverage and people without it. That is what you taught Marcus. Hay was useful. And Cole? Useful. And Lily?" Her silence answered me. A door opened. Detective Cole entered with a pistol at his side, followed by a pale, angry Marcus Vane. "This has gone too far," he said. "He has the video." Evelyn kept her eyes on me. "Where are the copies? Safe?" "Daniel, I am offering you one chance. Give me the files. Take Lily. Leave Illinois. I can provide new identities, money, anything you want. You offered our daughter safety after nearly killing her. I did not order Cole to break her jaw." Cole stepped closer. She fought. I turned toward him. "She is 19. She should have handed over the phone." "You are a police officer." His face showed no shame. "Do you know how many people obey when they see a badge? Your daughter didn't. That bothered you. It made her dangerous." Marcus moved toward a table where a laptop sat open. "Enough. We need to know where the files are." Evelyn raised a hand. "I'm handling it." Marcus laughed nervously. "You said that before. Now my father is calling every 10 minutes. Reporters are asking questions, and the university president is panicking." That was useful. He had just connected Senator Vane to the cover-up. I stayed calm. "What did your father tell you to do?" Marcus answered before Evelyn could stop him. "He said nothing leaves this room." Cole looked at him sharply. The recording device beneath my shirt captured every word. Evelyn finally realized what I was doing. Her eyes dropped toward my collar. "Daniel," she said softly, "take off your jacket." I smiled. You always did know how I think? Cole reached for his weapon. At that moment, every light in the warehouse came on. Bright white floodlights filled the room. A voice thundered through a loudspeaker. Federal agents. Keep your hands visible. Cole froze. Marcus turned toward the door. Evelyn did not move. Agents entered from both sides with state investigators behind them. Cole's hand remained inches from his pistol. An agent shouted, "Do not touch the weapon." Cole slowly lifted his hands. Marcus began talking immediately. "My father knows nothing about this. I was told to come here. I want an attorney." Evelyn looked at me. "You set me up." "No," I said. "You set yourself up 12 years ago." Agents placed Cole in handcuffs. Then Marcus. When they reached Evelyn, she kept staring at me. "Tell Lily I loved her." I stepped closer. "You had 12 years to tell her yourself." They led her away. Senator Vane was arrested the next morning at his Springfield office. Lily's phone opened everything: the blackmail archive, illegal recordings, bribes, threats, and financial crimes hidden inside scholarship funds. 3 university administrators resigned. 2 campus officers pleaded guilty. The student newspaper editor admitted he had been pressured to bury Lily's story. Detective Aaron Cole was charged with aggravated battery, evidence tampering, official misconduct, conspiracy, and attempted obstruction of justice. Marcus Vane faced charges for conspiracy, blackmail, unlawful surveillance, witness intimidation, and his role in the attack. Evelyn was charged under the name she had used for more than a decade, Alina Ward. Her real identity became national news. The woman declared dead in Illinois had spent 12 years as a political fixer. She claimed she had infiltrated Vane's operation to protect us, but the evidence proved she had helped build it. As for Senator Vane, he resigned before the Senate could begin expulsion proceedings. His attorneys promised he would fight every charge. Then Marcus took a deal and testified against his own father. Powerful families often speak about loyalty. Usually, they mean everyone else must remain loyal to them. The trial lasted 7 months. Lily attended every day she could. Her jaw healed slowly. The first surgery repaired the major fractures. The second restored part of the joint. Months of therapy helped her speak clearly again. The first full sentence she said to me was, "Dad, stop looking at me like I'm going to break." I laughed. Then I cried. She returned to Bradley the following year. Not because the campus felt safe, because she refused to let fear decide where she belonged. The university offered her a private settlement. She rejected the confidentiality agreement. Instead, she demanded changes. Independent campus, security oversight, protected reporting channels, outside fraternity review, preserved camera records, and public disclosure of donor influence. The university agreed to most of it. Lily's article was published under the title They Watched. It began with the names of the 6 students who stood around her, not because they attacked her, because they did nothing. That article spread across the country. Students from other universities came forward with stories of intimidation, hazing, and cover-ups. Lily received letters from parents, survivors, journalists, and people who had spent years believing nobody would listen. One letter came from a freshman in Missouri. It said, "I reported what happened to me because your daughter survived and spoke." That was the moment I understood the real revenge. It was not the senator losing his office. It was not Marcus turning against his father. It was not Cole entering prison wearing handcuffs instead of a badge. It was not Evelyn watching the life she chose collapse around her. The real revenge was Lily using the voice they tried to destroy. A year after the attack, Lily and I returned to the science building. The university had installed new lights and cameras. A small plaque stood near the walkway. It did not mention the senator. It did not mention the fraternity. It read TRTUHCRVSKOEUEFUSISTO. Lily touched the scar along her jaw. "Do you still think about Mom?" she asked. "Sometimes." "Do you hate her?" I looked toward the place where she had been found. "Nabu, that surprised Lily," I continued. "Hate gives someone a room inside your mind. I don't want her living there anymore. Do you forgive her?" "No," Lily nodded. "Some people believe forgiveness and peace are the same thing. They are not. You can release hatred without excusing betrayal. You can move forward without reopening the door. You can heal without pretending the wound never happened." Before I finish, let me summarize what this story was truly about. A college student discovered a secret network of hazing, blackmail, bribery, and corruption. Powerful people believed they could silence her because they controlled the university, the cameras, the police investigation, and the public story. They were almost right, but Lily had hidden the evidence. She had prepared backups. She had refused to surrender the truth. And when I discovered that the person behind the cover up was the wife I believed had died 12 years earlier, I had a choice. I could chase revenge with anger, or I could build a case so strong that none of them could escape. I chose justice. What can we learn from Lily's story? First, power depends on silence. People who abuse authority often survive because witnesses look away, victims feel isolated, and families are pressured to accept private settlements. Second, courage does not always look dramatic. Sometimes courage is a 19-year-old hiding a phone beneath a drainage grate. Sometimes it is writing 2 words on a hospital notepad. Sometimes it is returning to the same campus after fear tried to drive you away. Third, revenge is most powerful when it creates change. Destroying one person may satisfy anger for a moment. Exposing a system can protect people you will never meet. Thank you for listening to our story. Please like this video, leave a comment, and tell me where you are watching from. Share it with someone who believes truth still matters. Your support helps stories like Lily's reach people who may need the courage to speak. And now, there is one final thing I want you to remember. The people who attacked my daughter thought they had shattered her voice in 6 places. They were wrong. They only gave the truth 6 new reasons to be heard.